Now we want to go ahead and do a little bit of detail on the mouth. I'm going to go ahead and open the file, last one that we saved out. I believe it's called SplineHead 10, I believe. Yes, that has everything but the mouth. So I want to go ahead and give the mouth some depth here, just kind of like what we did with the eye. But I'm going to show you a different method that's actually maybe even a little bit easier. But in order to see the inside of the head, I'm going to go ahead and delete and hide this reference thing. So I'm going to do a hide selection, and that way I can work on the inside of the head without having to zoom in and be all crazy. But I also need to see these faces, so I'm going to go right-click on my perspective view and do Configure, Force Two-Sided, and now I can work with that. So what I want to do is I want to take these edges and extrude them in. So I'm going to go to the Modify panel, select Edge, and then I just want to select these edges here. So I select around there, and I've got a couple of extras, so I'm going to just hit Alt and unselect the ones I don't want. And then I'm going to do a quick spin around the head, make sure I didn't get any other vertices or edges. And then I need to extrude this mouth in. The easiest way to do that is just to go move, hold down the Shift key, and drag. So as I duplicate the edges, it actually duplicates the connections, and it's almost like an extrude. Very easy to do extrude too, because you have a little bit more control. So now I scale that up and move it back, so that way I have the start of the inside of the mouth. And then I just hold down the Shift key again, and what I'm doing here is I'm creating a little mouth cavity. So now I want to go ahead and scale this up, and also I want to get these kind of going in the same direction here. So I'm going to go ahead and scale them down a little bit, and then again just hold down the Shift key and move. So now this is kind of like the inside of my mouth, and now I want to what am I going to do at the end of this mouth? I think I'll just kind of angle it down and actually make a throat. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, drag in one direction, and then I'm going to rotate that edge a little bit, move it down, and do it one more time. Rotate it, move it down, and now this time I'm going to scale it a little bit. So that way, and now from the front, all you see is back of throat, and so that's a reasonable facsimile of a throat, and that'll give, that way when you look at the character's mouth, you still see skin and that sort of thing. Now if you want, you can start assigning materials. It might be a good idea to assign materials to this now, so that way you don't have to worry about going into the head when you're actually texturing, but we can do that later. So now let's go ahead and unhide the other one, and now I've got a mouth with an inside. Looks pretty good. See what it looks like mesh smoothed. Yep, looks pretty good. Now I can obviously tweak the lips a little bit. Looks like that's kind of thinning out the lips, so actually I'm going to go ahead and hide this one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and select these vertices here, or actually maybe select this edge, these edges. Let's turn on Mesh Smooth. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. And actually, if I move these closer, it's going to So by moving them closer and making them a little bit more the size of the lips, it's going to go ahead and keep the lips a little bit fatter. That looks a little bit better. Okay. Unhide by name. And there we go. That's reasonably good. Now we've got a lot more work to do on this, but I'm going to go ahead and save this out, and then we'll go from there.